Good evening, my name's Sarah. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Luyện.
Let's do a practice speaking test, shall we?
Okay.
We'll start with part 1 and I'll ask you some questions. First of all, do you like cooking?
Of course, I love cooking. I have a passion for cooking because I can prepare homemade food, which is much safer and healthier than processed food. Besides, cooking is a great way to relax and to show affection to your loved ones.
What are some things that you can cook?
I know how to cook many things, like desserts or savory dishes. I mostly cook traditional Vietnamese dishes like bún chả or maybe phở.
Who is the best cook you know?
It's my mom, hands down. I'm in love with everything she cooks and I grew up eating it. It's not just about the flavor, which is amazing. It's also her love and effort that she puts in every dish. And I'm trying to learn her recipes because they are truly wonderful.
Now we'll do part 2. I'd like you to talk about a dish you know how to cook, and you have 1 minute to prepare.
All right.
Time's up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Well, one dish that I know how to cook is banana cake. I love baking, and this is one of the best cakes that I know how to make, and also one of the most simple thing. And my family and friends are all big fans of this dish. I think I learned it about 2 years ago when I was looking for some baking recipes on the internet. It's pretty simple to make, actually. The most important ingredients are flour and bananas, as you might imagine. Of course, you also need eggs, sugar, milk, oil, and a little salt. You could add some additional nuts or maybe some butter too. I don't remember the quantities required because I usually refer to a recipe whenever I'm baking. You need to mash the bananas first and then mix it with eggs, sugar, oil, and milk, and then you stir the mixture nicely before adding flour. After combining all the ingredients together in a big bowl, you pour it into a not too shallow baking tray and leave it for about a minute for the mixture to set in. At that point, you can sprinkle some nuts on the top or decorate it with some banana slices. The last step is to bake it in the oven for about 30 minutes at 170 degrees Celsius. I'd say this is a pretty easy dish to cook, but you just need to make sure that you get the ingredients in the right quantities, or maybe the texture will be all wrong.
Okay, and now part 3. Do you think children should help their parents prepare meals?
Yes, I absolutely think it's important for a few reasons. Firstly, it's a great opportunity for parents and children to bond. Cooking is a wholesome, important activity that can bring a family together. Additionally, it's something that can help a child later in life, and so learning it at an early age is very useful.
In modern society, is it important that people still learn how to cook?
These days, people don't really need to cook all the time, but it is still useful to learn how to cook. We can go out to restaurants or order takeout, but cooking will always remain an important skill in life. It's something humans have done since the beginning of time, and forgetting it would be denying our nature. Moreover, knowing how to cook can allow you to have more control over your diet.
Thank you very much. That's all for this evening.
Thank you.
Her response was delivered very smoothly. Not many hesitations were noted. Her ideas flowed out naturally, and she used phrases to organize her response. For example, I think it's important for a few reasons that introduced what she was about to say. Her vocabulary was used naturally, and she expressed a range of ideas with different wording. And a couple examples I noted were the use of hands down and denying our nature. So again, a nice selection of vocabulary to express her thoughts. Her grammar was used effectively, and a range of structures were used. There was really only one example that I noted down, which was one of the most simple things she said. And I think originally she did say simplest, so I would say one of the simplest and then just plural things. But overall, pretty error-free throughout with the grammar. And the pronunciation was very clear. I really don't have feedback on individual words. I think that her use of intonation was quite natural and varied, which communicated additional meaning as she used that rising and falling intonation pattern. So very well done.